Let's learn about passive voice. And remember, if you have any questions after this video, I do have a unit with engaging lessons linked in the video description below. So check it out. And look, this is a part 2 video, so be sure you watch part 1 so you can be fully successful in this lesson. To start, let's review how the passive voice differs from active voice. In the active voice, the subject performs the action, and so the subject is the main focus of the sentence. For example, the teacher explained the lesson. The students completed the assignment. The focus of the sentence is in blue, the teacher and the students, and what they did is in red, explained and completed. However, in the passive voice, the object receives the action. So here it becomes the lesson was explained by the teacher or the assignment was completed by the students. Now the focus is no longer the teacher and the students, but the lesson and the assignment. Active voice has the subject doing the action, and passive voice has the object receiving an action by someone or something. All right, so let's look at how to create the passive voice in the past tenses. In the simple past, we use the past tense verb of to be, which is was or were, plus the past participle or verb 3. So, for example, Unica baked cakes is going to turn into cakes were baked by Unica. For the past continuous, we do was were plus being, which is going to be our ing verb, plus again the past participle or verbs 3. So this is really similar to the passive form of the present continuous. We only are changing the verb to be to the past tense was and were. So she was baking cakes turns to cakes were being baked by her. Notice also that she in the active voice has to change to her when we move it to the object position. For the past perfect, the formula is had been and the past participle or verb 3. Again, similar to the present perfect, the only change here is that the has and the have need to change to the past tense had. So she had baked cakes before she got married changes to cakes had been baked by her before she got married. So now let's practice with the simple past, past continuous, and past perfect tenses. Fill in the blanks with the correct verbs for the passive voice sentences. Pause the video, write down your answers, and when you're ready to see the answers, hit play. Okay, let's check. So number 1, the correct answer is was updated. Let's read the sentence together to practice our fluency. The iPad was updated. Number 2, the correct answer is was being prepared. Let's read it. The report was being prepared by the team. And number 3, the correct answer is had been sold. All the tickets had been sold before we got to the counter. All right, so let's look at how to create the passive voice in the future tenses and with modals. So in the simple future, we use will be plus the past participle or verb 3. Now remember, after will, we always need a base verb or verb 1, and that's where the be comes from. So, for example, Unica will bake cakes would change to cakes will be baked by Unica. Now with modals, it's very similar to will. Remember that will is actually a modal, and so this will help us to understand what we kind of do with modals in the passive voice. We use the same formula, modal plus be plus the past participle or verb 3. So if the active voice is she could bake cakes, it would turn into cakes could be baked by her. If you are using future perfects or modal perfects, again, it stays the same for both. We're going to use will or your modal plus have been plus verb 3 or the past participle. So for example, she will have baked 2 cakes by tonight turns into 2 cakes will have been baked. Or she should have baked my cake would turn to my cake should have been baked by her. All right, so now let's practice these types of passive voice sentences. Again, pause the video to write down your answers, and when you're ready, hit play. Okay, let's check. Number 1. The correct answer is will be eaten. Let's read the sentence. The food will be eaten by guests. Number 2, the correct answer is should be paid. Let's read it. The bill should be paid already. And number 3, the correct answer is should have been sent. The invitations should have been sent before Monday. This is hard, but you guys, this is advanced English. And if you can do this, you truly do sound like a fluent English speaker. So to practice, turn these sentences into the passive voice. Write your answers to one, a few, or all of these in the comments below. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments as well. Thank you so much for practicing your English with me, and I'll see you in our next lesson.